Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We got a great question in, and that is how to shut down a narcissist. How to basically come back, how to shut them down, how to cease the shaming, how to cease the blaming, how to cease the scapegoating. How do you stop them in their tracks so they don't perpetually victimize you? And what I found oftentimes is that the narcissist will continue to bring up stories, allegations, moments in your life where you weren't at your finest moment. You weren't looking so great. They want to downcast you. They want to downplay you. They want to degrade you. They want to defile you. Basically, they want to make you feel less than. They want to make you feel lower than. And remember that this is oftentimes a ploy of a narcissist to emotionally manipulate, to control your emotions, to make you feel powerless, defenseless, insignificant, ashamed, uncomfortable, and basically humiliated. This gives an instant form of gratification to a narcissist who needs a ego boost. This is more about them than it is about you. So, as I say, always consider the source when you are going through this. But, I find one of the most important ways to stop people in their tracks is to own it. Is to own it. Own what you've been through, own your experiences, and don't have any shame. Because life happens to everyone. Experiences happen to everyone. Everyone has to learn their own lessons and then build upon these as they mature and as they grow older. And, just like I was saying in a previous video, Michael Jackson, he is such a success because he had the courage to make more mistakes than most. Even though he has a lot of inherent talent, he has the courage to make enough mistakes in order to perfect his skill, his basketball playing skill and prowess. So realize that really those individuals who have succeeded oftentimes make it look easy, but those are oftentimes the people who have the greatest courage to fall on their knees, to fall on their face, to make the mistakes, then to learn and adapt and become flexible enough to then apply the lessons learned. So how can you really stop a narcissist in their tracks? If they're trying to hold something over you, if they're trying to make allegations against you, you can basically be assertive and be assertive while declaring your boundaries and owning your experience without shame. So, for example, you did this and this. That was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. You went out with this guy, you went out with that guy, you did this. That was actually one of my best decisions. I learned the most from that. Do you see how this is an empowering statement? Do you see how this is able to stop the narcissist in their tracks? You're able to subvert and deflect their goal. They are trying to make you feel ashamed. They are trying to make you feel humiliated. They are trying to downplay you for the idea that in the future they're not looking perfect, so they can just continue to put one more scar on the face of defeat. They can put one more, mudsling to make you look even darker and, muddier and imperfect, just to give them basically the credibility in the future if they were able to ever, to go through a downplay experience or a less than perfect moment in their life, when they can then, keep you lower so that they can go down a notch and not feel so bad themselves. So realize that always the mudslinging is always it's always to serve the narcissist or the psychopath. And so always remember that it's important to own it. If they're trying to make allegations against you, hold that cloud once again, and just say, life happens to everyone. People go through all sorts of stuff. Or, you're bringing that up, really? What does that have to do with anything? Just kind of throw it back in their face a little bit. If you're having to encounter this with a narcissist, what does that have to do with now? I mean, ask them a question back at, at where they're coming from and seeing why they're really bringing this up to try to make you feel bad. But really own the experience. If they're trying to if they're trying to make allegations against you, realize that it's just a ploy to make you feel less than, to make you feel lower than, and don't let that happen. Have leverage over yourself. Have leverage over the situation, and then just deflect it back. That was actually one of my best decisions I've ever made, and I stand by that. That is something I have no shame about. That is something I have no regret about. That is something I have a lot of gratitude that I actually went through that period in my life. I had to go through that in my life in order to be at where I'm at now. And, and so these are the type of statements you can say back at them. And I also receive a lot of comments from viewers who, who they have been ostracized by their family members, who keep them out of the loop, who don't include them in conversations, or, make it seem like they're not worthy of talking to. We'll realize oftentimes that you're not missing anything. And if you feel like you're kind of waiting for them and you're, pointing the finger at them, always take ownership of what you want to occur and be the creator of that circumstance, be the creator of that information, be the creator of the constructs that tend to go on. And don't always look at the outcome as the main thing, because remember, the narcissist and the psychopath, they're going to be the takers. So they are receiving what you're putting out, but they're oftentimes going to be the takers. And it's almost, like the statement, nature abhors a vacuum. Well, they can be very vacuous in their personalities where they do a lot of the taking. So it tends to kind of all go into a black hole of neediness, so to speak. So, really, really realize, is this a fight worth fighting? Is this really just a poor use of my energy? And can I better allocate my energy, time, and attention to somewhere else that's more productive, more uplifting, and more beneficial, and more fulfilling, and actually more gratifying? Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.